purpose of this video is to explain the features of DigiTran Lite. Let's open DigiTran Lite.
I don't know that.
This is the new button. You'll click this button every time you want to start a new job. This is your job information screen. You'll type in the title for your job here. Your note might be the day of the week or the actual date. You can add speakers or remove speakers. And then you click on record to get to the record screen. Here's an error that we get when we don't have the right things plugged in. So let's go to the sound setup. This is where we tell our computer what we want to use to record with. So I'm going to tell my computer that I would like, let's say that I'm recording only room audio. So I'm going to record room mic 1 and room mic 2. And I'm going to pick some microphones here. Andrea's stereo mic and pure audio. Let's see if we're getting any audio on these. Okay, let's try this one. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test. Testing, testing. This is a test. Now we're going to listen. We need to make sure that we're listening via the computer sound card, which we are. But we're not hearing anything recorded, so let's see. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test. Testing, testing. This is a test. Now we're going to listen. Okay, I'm going to stop that one. I'm going to rewind it to 0, and I'm going to listen to room mic 2. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test. Testing, testing. This is a test. And I'm going to listen. Okay, that one was a bit heavy on the graininess, so I brought the volume down a little bit. I'm going to click on apply because I like these values, and I'm going to click on close. So now I can go to my job that I started earlier, and I can just go to record. Now here's my record screen. I'm also going to bring up my numeric keypad, which has all my speakers in it. And I'm also going to bring up my seating chart. I'm going to go and select a seating chart. And here we have our seating chart to mark with. and our numeric keypad so that we know what speaker is what. So I'm going to turn the mic on, and here we are recording our 2 channels. And when I save this seating chart with the green diskette, it will show the speaker names that I want. So when the judge speaks, I will click on the court. If you have a touch screen laptop, you can simply touch these speaker boxes in order to get those speaker names to appear in the notes window. And the notes window is where you're going to do all your playbacks from. This is also where you will make any notes that you want. Down here, right above the words quick search, you can type in a note. This is a note, and hit enter. Then your note will appear in the notes field right here with a timestamp of the time since the start of dictation, the date, and the actual time of day at the time that that note was made. We also have something called brief form. So if I type in a brief and hit a terminator key, then you'll see that it shows up here, cross-examination by. You can add notes, you can add briefs by coming up here to the brief forms icon, and it'll show you the brief forms, and you can actually add to your brief forms yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and add ATT, and the text will be Adria T. Terrio. So that's a brief that I made to put in my name. You see, here it is. We've got several of them. Let's try DX and enter. And that writes defendant's exhibit number. Then you might want to put in what the number was. And while you're dictating, while you're recording, you're going to see the bars bouncing, and you want to pay attention to that. You definitely want to keep marking the whole time. It's very important for the purpose of doing playbacks. And all you're doing is making notes as to who is talking at what time. That's all you're doing. And you might make a note, let's say that they enter an exhibit. The DX was an exhibit. We also have PX. Enter, that's for plaintiff's exhibit. We have OBJ for objection. So there are lots of notes that you can be making while you're using DigiTran Lite. You can have the brief forms open so that you can use it and get to know what's already there. And you can add to it as you go. You can also use the open for readback button. Which is going to take you to the main menu so that you can select a job and open it, and then close that job and return to your recording screen. So that's open for readback, and that's if you're doing a multiple day case and someone asks you to do a readback from a different day. You can do that while you're still recording, and that's truly beneficial. If you've gone up to do a playback and you want to get all the way to the bottom, because you see that right now I'm at 25 seconds in, and the recording's at 4 minutes and 31 seconds and counting. So if I want to automatically jump my cursor to the end, I can come over here and click on jump to end.
I can come over here and click on jump to end.
There I was playing and recording at the same time. That's a little bit much, and it can be overwhelming for a minute. This button here is how you add decibel gain to your channels. You want to be very careful about adding decibel gain. It will increase the level of the sound that you are recording. So if you're already recording a nice sound that sometimes goes into the yellow and red, you certainly do not want to add decibel gain. You do not. Over here under disk time, you see exactly how many hours you have remaining that you can record on this system with this many channels until your computer is full and you have to empty it or it'll die. So you never want to get down below 1,000 or definitely not below 600. You want to always have some wiggle room there. And in order to get that done and be sure that you do it that way, you definitely want to check your history list. So what we're going to do is stop the recording here. And I'm going to close out of DigiTran Lite's record window. And that takes me to the main menu. And at the main menu, we can then go to the word processor. You can open the job with the audio so that you can control it with your foot pedal. And here's your notes file. So what comes up is your notes file. You can then do whatever you want to manipulate the notes file. For instance, I think that it's a little bit too close together. So I'm going to go ahead and make it double space. There we go. And then you can make whatever notes or do your typing, whatever it is that you want to do. You'll want to make sure that the volume bar is all the way to the right for both channels. Otherwise you won't be able to hear them. And now you click on play.
Channels. And with CD chart,
and you can listen
with the green diskette,
and
it
do
will
your
show the speaker
transcription
names that I want. So when the judge speaks, I will click.
When you close, it'll save and track your document changes. And when you're done with the job, you would of course print it out, and then you would move it to history. And when you move a job to history, what you're doing is you're saying, yes, I want this job to be closed. And when I go to history, I want to see it there. And this is my file. Here it is, right here at the top. So you can see that now it's in my history list, which equates to a file cabinet. This allows you to see your notes from whatever job you're on. And this is the notes file. This is for acquired jobs to make them line up with whatever audio you recorded on your computer. It's a very handy feature if you are acquiring a file, say from a videographer. Then you can actually line them up so that they are aligned. We also archive from the history list, and archiving is easy. All you have to do is have an external hard drive hooked up to your computer, and you can archive easily. You go to Browse and decide where you want to put your archive. I'm going to archive to my OneDrive, and I'll just leave it as today's date, and I'll select all, and I'll archive it, and yes. My archive is complete. So now I have archived those documents. So not only have they been turned in, but they've been archived up to the cloud. And so there you have it. That's how you utilize DigiTran Lite to the best of its abilities. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Have a great day.